Hey everybody, Tony Gohard here, the Bardo Bosque, and today we are going to be restringing a guitar. We're switching out the strings on this guitar from steel to nylon. This is my daughter's guitar that just came in, and I am restringing it with nylon strings so that it's easier for them to play. And I just like the way that nylon strings sound. This guitar is not in tune. It sounds like a guitar that's not in tune. So we're gonna do this right now. I've got the strings right next to me, and I can't remember, but I don't think that I actually need any tools. I mean, I'm going to need something to cut the strings at the end, or I might just leave them long. I don't know. On my guitar, I have them long. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to undo these strings. We're just going to release it from the tuning peg. You can cut it, but I plan on saving these strings just in case. So we are going, that's tightening. So yeah, we're just going to do that, and let's see. Yeah, this might take a while. I'm going to undo that, let it go all the way, and then I'm going to pull the string out. So this, like I said, it's going to take a while, so I'm going to do a quick pause and then get these strings off and then show you the next bits and steps. Yeah, this thing, it's kind of hard to grab. So I'm going to put a pause and I'll be right back. Alright, a little bit before we go any further, I actually figured out a little bit faster of a way to do this, without cutting it. Just put a little bit of pressure on it while you're turning. Let's see, follow the right one. And yeah, it'll pull, and then give it a few good turns like that, and then just let it go. And then the slack should be enough to where you could just kind of get your finger through and then pop the string out of the eye. Let's see if I did it just right. It's kind of hard for me to get because I don't have nails. I generally cut my nails, and I don't use nails while I play. I think that got it. Nope, not yet. It's really in there. You get the idea though. You should be able to just pop it straight out. If I had a key or something, or like a little knife. Oh, there we go. Yeah, and then it just pops out, and you pull it straight through like that. So I'm going to finish these last strings and I'll be right back. Alright, so I've got all of the strings out. I've already got the first nylon string in, the low E. I haven't got it tightened on. I'm just going to lower this down a little bit so you can get a better view. Let me see how far down I'm going to put this. It's about as far down as I can get, but oops, I just dropped a little piece. Make sure that that part is in there. So I've got this right here. You slip it in through the bottom. Usually the end part of the string, if you can see that, it's got little fuzzies right there. That's how you know that that's the end of the string. Where did I'm going to have to find that piece. Let me just show you how to do this before I go and find that. Try and make sure that it goes all the way towards the end of the bridge. And then you're just going to tie it and try and get a couple of loops through. Let me see if I can even remember how I did this on mine. This is probably going to be a little bit harder too because this is smaller. I think 2 or 3 times is what I did it on mine, but I think I'm going to have to do 2 little loops for this because this is a small bridge. I'm going to try for 3. So you get it one time right there. You can see it, 1 loop. Try and slip this through right back underneath itself. Just like that. And then it's 2. Want to get 3, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Let's see if I can work some magic here. Is it gonna get it? Yes, it did. Just barely. So yeah, that's not gonna be going anywhere. Okay, so then that's that part, and then now I need to find that little piece, but I think I'll be able to slip it in after. Let's see. This one, the closest one, I think is supposed to be, yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is, oh, I have the diagram. Yeah, this one, the closest one to the frets is going to be the low E. So that's the top string. So we'll just pass that through the I. Let me turn it sideways, just like that. Actually, I missed. Try and use the camera. But yeah, just there through the eye. Then you'll slip it right there into the slot for the nut. Just like that. Some people tie a knot right there, which actually I think I'll probably do, because I am just going to clip these. If these strings break, I'm just going to have to get new strings. Let me see. Actually, I'll try and give it a bit more slack so that I can get a few wraps around. Yeah, that should be good. There we go. And then just a quick little knot, just like that. And then there. Perfect. Now I need to find that other little bit that slipped out from here and put that in before I tighten this up. Okay, now I've got the second string. I'm going to show you the next little bit. You want to have this tail of the first string tied up into the next string. So you're going to make sure that this is above the hole. You might not even be able to see that because of the lighting in here. But you're going to put this right here, have that tail on the top part, slip this through just like so, and then again you want to have plenty of extra space so that you can get your extra loops. And again, this is a short guitar, so I already know that I can do this for a pretty good amount of space and still have plenty to work with string wise. So then yeah, get that part there, wrap this around like this, pressing it just like that, and then do the 2 loops if you can. If you can't, I mean 3 loops, 2 if you can. If you can't, don't stress it, it should be fine. Get that right there, and then pass this one through. There we go. This one seemed a little bit easier to get. And then there, that should be perfectly fine. So then we've got our string right there. Nice. So we've got that. This will go through the third. Through the second, and then we'll go to the third. It's a little bit off camera. So yeah, just pass that through there. And then same deal with this. Try and loop the knot. The pressure from the first string is already holding in this little bit that slipped out. So, I mean, you could adjust it a little bit and it's fine. So here we go. Getting that one, just a little bit of slack right there, so that way it can get another loop around the thing. I got one time around, one full rotation with the last time, so I think this is plenty of slack there. Keep trying to keep this in the frame, but I keep on missing. There we go. And then now we just tighten it up. Give it just a few good turns. Make sure that it falls into the track right there on the nut. And keep your finger on it if you want, just to be absolutely sure. But yeah, give it a few good turns and it should be nice and steady on there. There we go. And then we'll do the same thing with these. And then once you get to the high strings, these are the bass strings. Once you get to the high strings, you'll go the opposite direction and then catch the tails on the other side so all of it stays tucked in. But I'm going to put the other bass string in, and then I'll start doing the other strings, and then once I get to the very last string, that's when I'll show the way that I pulled it off and the way that it looks, and it's going to look nice. Alright, where did I put that last string? This is the final string to put in. This one I'm going to do it backwards, not backwards, in the opposite direction. Let me see if I can get this right. Because actually on all of the strings, if you look at it, I pointed all the tails that way. So this one I'm going to point the tail this way, going the opposite direction. And then I'll just get some scissors and snip off the ends of these ones that went too far. So I guess it would be this way. Yeah, it looks like it would go that way. So yeah, I'm just going to point the tail the opposite direction. And hopefully I'll be able to loop it in with some of these other ones and try and hide it so that it doesn't come loose. Well, it shouldn't come loose either way, but you know, always better safe than sorry. Okay, so yeah, that's going the opposite direction now. Actually, I guess I should probably show it, but yeah. See that one tail that's going the opposite direction from the very end? I'm going to try and slip it under some of these or beside something. Either it'll go or it won't. This thing's not in tune, so I'm hoping that I can slip it through. If not, then it's just going to be whatever. Yeah, you know what, I'll just leave it. And then I'll just snip it off the end. And then this is the final one. Pass it through the very last eye. There we go. Pop this back up and through on itself. Let's see, I think this is right. Let's see. Oh no, that is definitely not right. No, that is not right. I'm actually around the second string. Definitely don't want to do that, because then I'll never get this thing in tune. Alright, there we go. Just a quick little fix. And there. Now we can tighten this up. Oops, wrong direction. Yeah, then I get a little tight on there. And then I will put this in tune, and then we'll see how this sounds. I'm not going to cut all this stuff off of it before I tune it, just so that I can quickly get this done. Yeah, I can feel the tension on there. There we go. Oh, that feels so nice. Some new nylons, definitely awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna get this thing in tune, and then we will check the sound on it. Alright, so I've got it in tune, but this thing is gonna basically instantly come out of tune because new nylon strings, they're gonna be stretchy, stuff like that. Some will tell you that you should probably just like pull the strings up like that and then rub your fingers on there. But I heard not to do that because you can break the bridge from putting too much pressure on there. and I'd rather not. So I'm just gonna let it do its thing naturally and keep on tuning it. My guitar did the same thing. Actually, it took a couple of days, maybe a week before it stayed in tune, and then now it stays in tune pretty good. It's just the strings, they just need to stretch. They just need to stretch and fall into place the way that they should. So this thing it'll probably come out of tune while I'm playing right now. So I'm gonna play a couple of things on here and see how it feels. Again, this thing is tiny, 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 so it's gonna be a little hard for me. So let's see. Yeah, this is so hard. Oh man, this is so strange. Like, my paws are covering the whole thing. Well, I'm sure that the kids are going to be able to use this fairly good because their little hands will be able to fit on this just right. Yeah, this is going to be perfect for them. So there you go. Things that I need you to do before this video ends: hit that like button, subscribe, drop a comment in the comment box, let me know what's up. Let me know if you've ever tried anything on a tiny little guitar like this, super small. So do that. Don't forget to check out the Patreon. Patreon helps me to be able to do things like get stuff, like let's say different guitar, and not just on this channel but across all my channels, across all platforms, all that stuff. It really, really helps, and it's awesome if you do that. So do that. You will get your name put in the end card on the end of the videos, just like at the end of this video. So do that. There will also be exclusive live streams coming up that I'm going to be organizing once we start getting more people on that Patreon. So be sure to check that out. Don't forget to check out my other social medias, other channels, all of that jazz, and I will catch y'all in the next video.